Welcome to the very first episode of Prime Human Podcast. I'll be your host, Dr. Miguel Damas, and I cannot be more excited to finally starting this project that's been back of my mind for way too long, and I decided to start now in 2026. For this first episode, I just want to introduce myself and share why I decided to start a podcast. So who am I? I'm a medical doctor by training. I'm a board-certified family physician based in Portugal, and I'm the founder of Prime Human Performance, where we help executives, founders, and high achievers to live, work, and achieve beyond average. I'm not your regular MD, though. To start, I never went to med school to treat sick people. The goal was always to help healthy people become healthier and stronger. I was lucky enough to born into a health-focused family. My mother was Dr. Cristina Sal. She was the founder of the movement of functional medicine in Portugal. She founded her clinic back in 98, and she was actually described as the Portuguese Dr. House for helping very complex cases. That was her project. But when my mother died a little bit over 10 years ago, I had to make the decision to jump into the clinic and keep her work going. And it was fundamentally different from what I had in mind. I was treating successfully, but very complex cases and very sick people, chronic conditions, bunch of autoimmunity. And I was always trying to find a way to be more aligned with the goal that I had when I started studying. Personally, I was also going into a very low point from a health perspective. Fueled by my passion for homebrewing and craft beer, I gained a lot of weight. In mid-2016, I was weighing 138 kilos, which for my height meant that I was very, very obese. So when a cousin of mine had a stroke and I realized that all of our family that died, they suffered from stroke or heart attack, I decided it was time to start going. So I embarked on a journey for weight loss that eventually led me to lose 40 kilos in 10 months without medical treatments or interventions. And it fueled a change in life that later, especially in the last 2-3 years, with exercise, I started to do marathons and triathlon, Ironman 70.3 and ultra marathons. But more importantly than these personal journey is what I learned about what it means to be limited by our body, how it can prevent us from doing things that we love and change our perspective of what may be possible. And during this period of research and discovery, I started to learn more about health optimization, performance optimization, biohacking, wearables, health tech, genetic testing, more precision medicine strategies that I was implementing with my patients. And I was really understanding what it means to be on top of your health, top of your performance, and how your body, your brain, and your mind should never limit what you can achieve. During this period, and especially over the last 5 years, I start to realize that more entrepreneurs and founders and executives were coming to me looking for a doctor that could help them not avoid getting sick, but actually helping them go forward and achieve their goals. Whether it would be treating burnout or avoiding burnout, would it be maximizing health and longevity in a high pace, high pressure environment, managing the endurance and sport goals ahead with busy professional living, or just getting home with enough energy to play with their kids and grandkids. And it was much more aligned with my initial goal. And that's why I founded Prime Human Performance as a way to help founders, entrepreneurs, executives, high achievers to optimize their body, their brain, and their mind so they can live how they want and achieve their goals and dreams. And that's also how we end up here with the podcast. There are two main reasons why I wanted to start this. The first reason is that I have some tremendous discussions with my patients and my clients. We review so much data. We go in so much details or much broader discussions on multiple topics, all focus on how they can optimize their health, their performance, that after our hour-long sessions, I just stop and think, well, it would be great if someone could listen to this. This information would be so useful to a lot of people. So that is one reason I'm starting. I really want people to have more information to make sure that they can implement in their routines. And the second reason is that it almost kills me physically to know that you may go to your doctor and tell him, well, I'm feeling tired, or I have these blood marks that seem to not be super good, or that I want to look into the future and I want to improve my health. And your doctor may look at you just like an alien, saying, well, you're not sick. This is within range. We are just following guidelines, as if the most that we could aspire was to not be sick, and there would be nothing that we could do to optimize our health and longevity. And I do not agree with that at all. Even though something is normal, it's within range, it doesn't mean that we should settle for it. 50% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. I don't expect you to start a business accepting that it will fail in 5 years. You'll do the best that you can to overcome that and be one of the successful ones, right? Same way that if you have kids and your kids bring home some sort of test and you ask them, how did you go? Well, I was just average. If I look into everyone's result, I was just in the middle of it. It would not be concerned. It would not be a bad result, but it would say something like, well, that's good. That's a good place to start, but we can look for more, isn't it? Because when we look into health, the same perspective of what's average, it will not get us in a very good place. I think it's fair to say that in the Western world, 50% of population over 30 will have at least one chronic health condition that they should be managing. At the very least, being overweight. And it should not surprise anyone that 30 to 40% of people over 40 is taking at least one pill per day. In Germany, for instance, that number rises to 6.2 daily pills, daily medications for population over 70. That's average. And it's okay. It's okay if people want to stay average and do not take their health into their own hands and do not plan forward. That's super fine. I don't have a problem with that. What I do not accept is that if you want more, you don't have access to information, to actionable steps, and to things that you can implement right here, right now, look into the future. And that is the reason I'm starting Prime Human Podcast, as a place that you can find science translating into English and actionable information that you can put to use with one of three perspectives: health and longevity optimization, sports performance optimization, especially when you are a weekend warrior and a professional amateur, and executive performance optimization. That is what I'm committing myself to bring to you. What is the science? What makes sense? Explain it and let you have the tools to improve your health, to optimize your body, your brain, your mind, so you can live, work, and achieve beyond average. Thank you so much for taking this ride with me. I hope you enjoy it. See you in the next one.